I'm here in Gillingham, England, with luthier Liam Romanillos here in his shop. And we were just chatting about soundboards, Liam, and you had some really interesting perspective about how you select the wood, how old the wood is, how you split it, and the response that you listen to when you're selecting a soundboard. And just that topic in general, I think, is something that people would really like to know a little bit more about.
Well, yeah. As I said, this particular top on here has been hand cleft from a wedge of wood, from some Swiss spruce that my father was good enough to buy in the early 70s, and so what I do is I take the wedge now and I cleft it along the quarter, and it splits along the fibres, so it should split nice and straight. So therefore, you're getting rid of the run out as such, which I feel is a bit of a can be a slight problem for guitar makers to avoid, really, because in the timber and lumber yards they just cut straight through, cut after cut, and they're not taking into account the grain changing direction. So obviously, if you can avoid run out, you then increase it and have straighter grain wood. You then obviously the transfer of the sound will be, and the response will be quicker through a soundboard. So obviously, if you're trying to achieve the ultimate aim in building a guitar is to achieve a lovely sound, and you're giving it the best chance, really. So that's the reason why I do that. But
I noticed you kind of tapping on the top and listening for something. What is it you were listening for or looking for?
Yeah, well, it's just my own. Every builder has their own sort of ways of feeling how a guitar is coming along, and I'm sort of tapping here and listening to the response of how quickly the sound is generated after the tap. And as you experienced earlier, you put your hand over and you could feel the air coming out of the sound.
I could feel the air on my hand. Yeah.
The idea is you're creating almost like a heartbeat. So when you're hitting there, although you probably think it's nothing, that is actually creating a pump action, which is forcing the air out of the sound hole. So that's something the trouble with some builders, you build too heavy a soundboard and you won't get that because there's no flexibility in the top. So and it's all about creating the right. But this is to create that what we believe is a true Spanish guitar, really. So this is So it's a thing, but I mean I build pretty much in the Torres tradition, really, is with the 7 fan struts here and the harmonic bars. So and as I said earlier, the fan struts are there, I believe, to support the soundboard, and it's the quality of the wood that you use which is intrinsically going to help you produce the best sound. But the better the wood, it allows you to go a bit thinner on the top, so therefore the struts are there to help support that. So
how old is the wood that you use generally, Liam?
Well, the spruce is about, I say is from the 70s, so you're talking about getting sort of 40 years old almost. And then the rosewood is at least this is Indian, and it's about 20 years old. So and I use a 4-piece pack here for the reason that you get a better cut on the smaller expanse of wood. As you know, the wider you go, there's less chance of having a better piece of wood. So and also in these days of wood conservation, it's a 4-piece pack is environmentally friendly, as we like to say these days.
Perfect. Well, thanks, Liam. That's fantastic.